Something seems to be happening in the Sahel region with Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger right now, pulling their strength together. They're telling us that this is the fight against jihadism. But if you look at the fact that the ECOWAS, the AU, and of course the international community have been descending hard on Niger, particularly when it comes to the recent coup and what have you, a lot of Pundis are asking, is this a set-up against ECOWAS, seeing it that under their watch, of course, a lot of these had played out and nothing is being done because these jihadists, they seem to still be having strong hold around these territories.
Yes, if they want to set up such an alliance, it's good, formidable and strong, and I support it. Against ECOWAS, which ECOWAS? ECOWAS, as far as I'm concerned, about its usefulness.
Why would you say that?
What did ECOWAS leaders do when they saw leaders, Africans, come to power in the sub-region and oppress their own people, institute and sustain corruption, manipulate elections?
The leader of the ECOWAS you're talking about, how are they different from those who are taking the direct lead as president and what have you in Africa?
You mean those who are overthrowing governments?
Yeah, the people you're saying that, what did they do when they see their people being oppressed by governments in power?
That's what I'm saying. They are not different now. The ECOWAS, the presidents in the different countries seem to be in synergy and agreement.
Yeah.
Okay? They seem to be. What did they do as a body? Of course, they are one and the same. For instance, look at the case in Gabon, where a sick man who cannot handle his faculties has won an election for the second or third time in office, in an election that was generally flawed, completely mad. Nobody is opting. And again, yes, nobody is opting for military rule.
Of course.
But however, I have continually questioned who said, from where did the idea come that Western liberal democracy is the only form of the organization of the government, is the only form of the organization of states? Who said so? That people are presenting it today that if it's not Western liberal democracy, it cannot be anything else. My grandfather died in the 50s, my paternal grandfather, and I know part of his life, there was no government. In fact, government were just being instituted. In fact, he must have been part of the former colonial government. He must have been part of it for like 20-something years, for like 30 years of his life before he died. He was born without the former government. He lived part of his life up to adult without that government, and eventually died with government. How was that society organized? How did they live there in that society? But they're not living, but they're no law and order. So who said that if you know Western liberal democracy cannot be anything again? Who said that military rule is denounced, it is criminal? Look, in Europe and North America, they have been military rule bring by strong military men. So I do not believe, and if Western liberal democracy is what we experience in Africa, periodic election every 4 years, money given to an electoral umpire who makes a charade of the electoral process. If what it is in Africa, we begin to question ourselves, is that exactly what we need as a people? How much have we progressed? How much have we made advancement in science and technology, in human affairs, for the number of years that we have been hovering around these entire processes? So the entire process is flawed and it's questionable. And therefore, if military men, thank God these are military men, and there are insurgency, let us see what will be the reaction of a soldier who is being tried and who is being provoked by an armed civilian, because most of those people, these soldiers are civilians. Mm-hmm. The soldiers, one of the things they can do among others, or one of the things they can do apart from others, or one of the things they can do even if they don't do any other thing, is to subdue insurgency, because it is within their constituency. It is their primary responsibility, obviously. Ordinarily, that is where they belong. Now you are the person in charge. Deal with this insurgent. In fact, make this shred these insurgents. And that is their first test. If military men who are in power, who have seized power, and who have the arms, and who have mastery of the arm, cannot subdue the insurgents, then there is no hope for the insurgents to be defeated or not to reoccur again. So this is their first responsibility by virtue of their oath as soldiers to protect the state. And now you did not only protect the state, in furtherance of that, your constitutional mandate or oath as a soldier, you seize the government of the state. When you find out that some irresponsible characters or anti-people or anti-state elements are beginning to make mockery of the state. And now you seized it, and one of the things facing you is that somebody is challenging that state, trying to destroy that state, to ruin that state. They should use their wealth of knowledge, experience, and power and bring down the insurgents and teach them a lesson so that we know that military men are in power. So